One of the people who has made BCRW so special and is exemplary of the wonderful students at Barnard College, and one of the great things about teaching here is that many of the alums stay in the area, which means that we get to continue to work with and participate in the lives of all of the wonderful alums. And we started a program a few years ago called the Alumni Fellows Program to enable us to continue to collaborate with the great alums who passed through. And so I'm about to introduce our second. Sydney Mosley was the first alumni fellow. Our second alumni fellow, Evany Smith. Evany is a very, very special person. When she was an undergraduate here at Barnard, she was interested in producing music and wanted to do a conference on gender and hip hop, and so she just went to her professors, and they came to me, and they all came together to me and said, we will do a conference on gender and hip hop, which we did probably my second or third year here, it seems, but maybe it was later. It was an incredible success, such that when she came back as an alum, we did a music festival about girls and music production called Gender Amplified last year when she was a fellow here. And one of the things that she has taught me is the reality of something that's often taken as an invocation but not realized, which is the way in which arts education can be so important to the possibility of students being engaged with the broader educational world. And so we thought we would finish this out with a celebration of the arts, and in particular with an educational music mix. And Evany is going to talk a little bit about why arts education is so important. She now is, as she always intended to be, a music producer at Atlantic Records, and we are very grateful to have her here, Evany Smith.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing? Awesome. That's good. I like that. Hearty yes. Great. My name is Evany Smith, as Janet Jacobson just said. And I have been given the task of discussing the benefits of using music production as an educational tool, an alternative to in-classroom instruction in STEM, which is also known as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I can't think of a better way to explain my thoughts on this subject than to tell you my story and tell you how working as a music producer has enhanced my knowledge and appreciation for STEM. While an undergraduate at Barnard, I developed an interest in music technology that set me on a path to learn how to make music on computers. Traditionally, music production had been a hobby limited to those with access to expensive recording technologies or high-end recording studios. However, the advent of affordable computer music software meant that even a struggling college student like myself could produce quality sound recordings right in a dorm room. As a musician and an avid composer with a love for recorded music, this possibility really excited me. I researched the latest computer music software and started saving money to build a project recording studio in my dorm room my sophomore year. After classes, I would spend countless hours learning about computers. I'd Google questions like, what is a central processing unit? What is random access memory? What is cache? What is binary? These were all computer science terms that I needed to know to prepare to produce music on a computer and other digital platforms. As a result, my computer literacy skills shot through the roof without taking one computer science class. After I purchased all the equipment that I needed and hooked it all up, I was in business. However, there was one problem. Even though I had a considerable amount of musical talent, my sound recordings did not sound very good. They sounded distorted, muffled, and unclear. I soon realized that making music on a computer is more complicated than just hooking everything up. Therefore, I enrolled into recorded music classes at the Columbia Computer Music Center on 125th Street to expand my knowledge base. In a matter of months, I found myself applying to an advanced degree program in music and computer technology at New York University. Producing music started as an extracurricular hobby for me, but by the end of my senior year, computer science and music technology had become my main academic focus. Fast forward to my first year of graduate study, my goal remained the same. I wanted to learn how to produce quality sound recordings of my music. I was surprised to realize that my coursework would not involve working with artists and writing songs. Instead, I spent countless hours poring over mathematics problem sets and learning how computers are used to produce and manipulate sound. I learned about the physics of sound, how it travels in space, and how computer programs are designed to measure, emulate, and change sound patterns for the purposes of producing recorded music. For the first time, I'd found an exciting reason to use trigonometric functions and the quadratic formula. Today, I work as a music producer and audio engineer for Atlantic Records, the label home of artists like Coldplay, Bruno Mars, Ed Sheeran, and Janelle Monáe. Each day, I make sound recordings just as I did when I was a struggling college student at Barnard. I use STEM subjects daily to create the sounds that are necessary. Though producing music is not all science and math, I am glad that I can rely on my STEM skill set to help me troubleshoot and communicate my technical ideas. This is my story. My love for recorded music set me on a path that could not avoid science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Consequently, I believe that instruction in music production can have similar effects on girls at developing ages for the following reasons. Number one, there is so much access to computers and music software. iPhones, iPads, similar technologies are used each day to produce music. There are inexpensive software applications that can be used in and outside of the classroom to create fun activities to introduce girls to STEM and related subjects. It has become easier than ever for youth to make quality sound recordings to share with friends. I mean, if your daughter's gonna drive everybody crazy in the house singing Let It Go from Frozen, you might as well teach her how to record it on her iPad and learn some math and science in the process. Secondly, the movement of women in music production is now, and more female role models are on the way. Though there is no official accounting for professional women in music production careers, the accepted estimation is that women account for less than 5% of producers in the current music business, according to a 2010 article in the Nashville Scene. However, there is a budding movement of women in music who are working tirelessly to see these numbers increase. In a recent article in Fader magazine entitled 13 Women on How to Change Male-Dominated Studio Culture, spoke to key women in music production on ways to increase diversity in the field. It is my hope that this widespread interest in women in production will ignite younger generations of girls. I hope this enthusiasm helps them identify role models and inspires them to take up the challenge of STEM-based education, which is a necessary part of becoming a successful music producer. Third reason, music production provides an instant application for STEM topics discussed in traditional classrooms. Music engineering and production utilizes all areas of math and science. From the basic XY graph to Ohm's law, math and science are critical to understanding how to properly create sound recordings. This instant connection can be exploited to increase interest in STEM learning. In conclusion, my passion for music production set me on a path that I never thought I'd be on. Recording music led me to a much deeper understanding of math and science. I don't believe that I'm a special case. There are young girls who will find that music production liberates them and allows them to use parts of their brains that they once thought weren't open for business. I think that the left brain, right brain paradigm is a farce and a tradition that has left many women feeling limited to an innate inability to be artistic and technical simultaneously. Instruction in music production debunks that theory and helps girls and women explore different modes of self-expression. This is one of the reasons why I started Gender Amplified, a movement that celebrates and supports women in music production. Gender Amplified started as a senior thesis project at Barnard and has morphed into my life's mission to expose every woman and girl to the creative and academic benefits of music technology and production. To learn more about Gender Amplified, just go to genderamplified.com, no special spelling, genderamplified.com, to learn more about the music, to learn more about the movement and events that we have coming up. I'd like to thank each of you for listening to some of these ideas, and I hope that you'll find your own interesting ways to communicate them to other people and get more girls interested in music production and STEM.